smile. Now the sunshine brings the light. Fill me out with a flame. I will let you in this game. Take me out when I'm down. 'Cause with you I'm safe and sound. I'm safe and sound. I'm safe and sound.
My name is Jason. This is my 2001 E46 M3, otherwise known as Rachel. Last time I dynoed it, it made 312 at the wheels. Since then, I've put a 410 diff and a whole bunch of other good stuff. So I'm excited to see what it makes next.
What made you want an E46 in a track car?
Well, I mean, actually, I was a diehard E36 guy all my life. It wasn't until I started working when I was about 16 and I had my first E36 that I started making enough money. I said, you know what, I want an E46. And as far as the track car goes, my whole family has track cars. My dad has an E30 M3 track car. Sister has an E36 M3 track car. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get an E46 M3 track car. Favorite and least favorite thing about this car is gonna have to be this big old rice can on the back. It's a BMW 3.5-inch single pipe exhaust, which goes all the way to the headers, which are catless headers. It's really loud, which gets me into a lot of trouble with police at night and stuff, but it's also my favorite part about the car. But anyways, let's go take it for a spin.
Oh, the race brakes. All right.
Yeah.
Can you roll the windows up? That way people can hopefully hear us. So now we're in the E46 M3. It is pretty damn loud, as you can hear. I can totally get what you're talking about with getting pulled over for this exhaust. But we're going to ask Jason some frequently asked questions right now. And first one I always ask is, what's the exhaust sound like? But we can hear that. It sounds fantastic. And what is the red line on this car?
Stock, it's a 7900, but I have a full aftermarket tune. It was a custom tune I got from TTFS. And now it's 8250, so 8,250 RPM.
Nice. All right. So now let's talk about what car you had before this, and actually the cars that you had, I guess you could say.
Yeah. I've had 5 cars now. 4 of which have been M3s, 1 of which was a Subaru.
And I can tell which one you like, which one you're so fun with.
The Subaru stands out from the rest because that was an impulse buy. I got such a good deal on a 04 STI, I had to do it. But it ended up being broken down for a third of the time I had it.
Yeah.
So I turned it around real quick. Luckily, Subarus keep their value really well.
Yeah.
So I mean, I sold it for $3 grand more than I bought it for, which ended up being everything I spent into fixing it, and got all my money back out of it.
Nice.
Next day, I went and bought a silver E46 M3 from my buddy, which that's when you met me in high school.
Yeah. And so since then you had the silver E46, and then what went after that?
I had a white E36 M3, and that car was amazing. I probably would have never gotten rid of that car, but I got T-boned at an intersection.
Yeah.
So
that was too bad.
Now we're here.
Yeah. So when you were picking up this second E46, was it between any other cars, or were you like, I'm set on an E46?
Yeah, actually, back when I bought this car almost 2 years ago, all my buddies had Corvette Z06s, and I was this close to picking up a C5 Z06. But at the end of the day, my dad was like, do you really want that gas mileage, blah, 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 blah. And so I said, you know what, yeah, I'll go with my good handling track car instead.
Yeah, good choice. All right, and what is this color called? Because I'm sure, I posted this car on Facebook, everyone was going crazy over how good it looks in the color. It's actually a wrap that you did with your buddy, right?
Yeah, me and my buddy Josh Tan, J-Tan the man, we wrapped it in my garage at my house. It took us about a week. So underneath the car, it's actually a Mola red, pretty popular color, but we wrapped it liquid orange. It's a 3M wrap. Yeah, I always wanted an orange BMW. I'm a huge fan of like the Lime Rock E92 M3s.
Yeah.
So when this wrap came up on Craigslist, it was brand new in the box. I hit him up and I said, you know what, Josh, I think we're gonna have to wrap my car. And he's like, let's do it. Nice. So we ended up doing it.
That's awesome. And so that's what the license plate is, right?
Yeah, my license plate's actually Imola.
Uh-huh.
So that's probably my most asked question. What does your license plate mean? And now that the car is wrapped, I'm like, well, it was the color of the car, but not anymore.
Got it, cool. So that's the hardest thing to answer. What was the hardest part of the build, putting this car together over the last 2 years to get it to where it's at right now?
I mean, I'd say the hardest part of this build had to be this past month. UUC sent me a bad flywheel, and so I was trying to diagnose what the problem was. I pulled the tranny out twice, myself in my garage, and I was getting so fed up. I finally put the stock flywheel back in a brand new stock clutch, and all the problems went away. So now I'm dealing with getting my money back from UUC, and it's kind of been a pain in the ass. This has been the hardest month. The car was actually sitting for the past month.
Jeez, yeah. So I'm glad it's up and running now. And today, as you guys saw in that little pull, it's running pretty well, which is awesome. How comfortable is this car for long road trips, getting in and out, just as a daily? Because this is your daily, right?
Yeah.
It's also a magnificent track car when you want it to be.
It's a pretty comfortable car. I mean, at the end of the day, it's got stock seats still, which is one of the things that I like. I do want to get some Porsche buckets in it. But it's a pretty comfortable car, easy to get in and out of. Unfortunately, like we talked about earlier, the exhaust is really loud, which gets kind of difficult for daily driving. But yeah, overall, it's a really comfy car, easy to get in and out of. I'm only 5'4", so I mean, most cars are pretty easy for me to get in and out of.
It's good space, yeah. And speaking of the loud exhaust, it's actually not too bad to get rid of it with the sound system. There's a Harman Kardon setup in here, so it sounds pretty good for most music. And then, do you have Bluetooth in here? How do you hook up your phone?
I do have Bluetooth.
And that's aftermarket, right?
That's aftermarket, yeah.
Back in
Nope, 2001.
Yeah. All right. What's your miles per gallon that you're getting on this car? And how high is the miles per gallon on a scale of 1 to 10?
Miles per gallon, 1 to 10 is probably like a 6. I get like 14 to 16 on the streets, depending on how conservatively I'm driving, and about 20 to 25 on the highway.
Nice. That's pretty damn good.
And as far as miles per gallon go, it's always a smile. It's a 10 out of 10 in this car.
Yeah, perfect. All right. So what are your 3 favorite things about your E46?
All right. Off the tip of my hand, the shifter is my #1 favorite thing. I've always been like, the first mod I did to this car right when I bought it is I drove to Dynan and picked up a Dynan short shifter. Because I mean, your whole driving experience starts from here.
Right.
This is, when you're driving stick, you do everything with this. So I mean, it has to feel good and you have to love it.
Yeah.
That Dynan, I loved it. I loved it for so long. But my friend Josh, who helped me wrap the car, you know, he kept egging me on because I kept telling him I wanted a CAE shifter. And he kept egging me on, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. So I ordered it, waited 3 months for it, and now
worth it.
Now I'm loving it.
Good. So, would you recommend that to every E46 M3 owner? This shifter, or just
I would recommend
anything but stock?
Yeah, I would recommend probably a Rogue Engineering or a Dynan. I mean, most people would think, oh, Dynan's expensive, but it's actually the Dynan short shifter. If you have a BMW CCA discount, it's $179 brand new, just driving to Dynan in Morgan Hill and picking it up. Yeah. So I mean, it's such a cheap mod, and it helped so much with like drivability and just getting through the gears nicely and easily. And so I definitely recommend a short shifter for E46 owners. Nice.
And what are 2 more things that you absolutely love about this build?
Other than that, I mean, just in general, the motor. I'm a diehard S54 guy. I think the metallic rasp you get from them is just, you know, uncomparable to any other motor. They provide so much power for how small of a motor it is. It is a 3.2 liter motor, and it actually stock provides 330 horsepower.
Can we just do a little, like, put some power in it right now?
Yeah, of course.
Let's hear it. Alright, so that's exactly what you were saying. It's got a ton of power and a great sound. Even with the windows closed right now, hopefully you guys were able to hear that. It sounds absolutely amazing in here. And it just throws you back in your seat. This is a really fun car, even to be a passenger in. So if you ever get the chance to ride in a souped up E46, or probably even stock, it's pretty fun.
Oh, the stock, they're a lot of fun too.
This one is just like amazing to be in here right now.
Other favorite mod is gonna have to be the diff. The E46s, they come with a really low ratio diff to be economic. So with the 6-speed and the low ratio diff, it's super dead in the low end.
Yeah.
So when I put a 410 diff in, I know there's a lot of research out there people are always like, oh, the 410's too much and all this, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's really it's perfect. It lets you get through all the gears with ease. You still have a first gear. It's great. It gives you so much more low end power that you didn't have before.
Yeah. And where's the power come in on this car? Like where you really start feeling it push you back in your seat?
Probably around 3 to 4. I mean 45. I think it's 4,500. I'm not 100% sure on that one. The Venos kicks in around 4,500.
Nice.
And I mean that's when you obviously get into power, but you have like that was at 2,800 and we're already pulling through. So I mean there's definitely always power in the car.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I saw you had a mod in your gauges. You have that shift light, right?
Yeah. So with my tuner, I had them put the CSL SMG launch control and the shift lights.
Nice.
So
let me see. I'm gonna record this with my phone for you guys, and it's probably gonna shake a little bit. But if you can get the shift lights on,
yeah, no worries.
We can have this clip. So hopefully you guys can see the shift lights right there. It's a little hard to hold the phone steady with that much power coming out. All right, what are a few annoying things about this car? Like if we put the windows down right now and you hit the brakes, let's hear it.
I mean, they're
actually not too bad right now. Yeah, you can hear it right there. Okay,
there you go. We'll give you some brake noise.
That's pretty annoying.
That's my number one annoying thing about the car.
What else is annoying in this car? I mean, you were talking about stock, the shifter, squeak, brake dust, random rattles.
All right, I'll give you the lowdown. Right here, the cover for the sunroof on both my E46s is a really common problem. It's actually the clips break and it just slides back and forth. So what I do is I just tuck it back. So that it never comes back up.
Got it.
Other annoying thing, which most people will never notice, on the A and B pillars, they're actually supposed to have a little cloth on them, and that cloth always comes off because it's put on with this really horrible glue by BMW. And the only way to get it back on is literally to use that glue that BMW has.
Sucks.
So you have to pay them to do it, and it's just a waste of money. So I just left them off, and literally no one ever notices.
I literally didn't notice.
I think it looks almost better because the other ones are always wrinkled because the glue's coming off.
Yeah, this looks pretty clean. Okay. If money wasn't an issue, what would you mod on this car?
Money wasn't an issue.
Yeah.
I would put full race suspension, like full coilovers all around.
Yeah,
there's those brakes. I'd put coilovers all around, and I would probably rebuild the motor and make it a complete naturally aspirated cammed motor. I'm not a huge power guy. Yeah, one day I'd want to get a turbo when I have enough money, but I just want to make 400 at the wheels naturally aspirated out of this motor.
Yeah.
Because you felt it. It's already enough power as it is.
Yeah.
I just want that little bit more, and I want to make it a 9,000 RPM revving motor, which is you can do with the cams.
Wow. Yeah, that'd be amazing. All right. So to answer the final question for everyone watching, should they get an E46 M3?
Definitely yes. I think E46s are amazing cars. They're a huge bang for your buck. I mean, to get 333 horsepower and 279 torque for under $15,000 right now is pretty amazing. Yes, there's going to be a couple maintenance costs along the way, but nothing you can't avoid by getting the car inspected or just by doing some of the things yourself.
Yeah.
Generally, it's a pretty easy car to work on, and it's a whole lot of fun.
Awesome. Well, Jason, thank you so much for your time. And one quick thing is, do you have any tips for people looking for an E46? Like when to buy it, how to buy it, what you should look out for, things like that.
Honestly, now's the time to buy because they're really low in price. They're gonna start going back up a little bit again for the summer because everyone wants to sell their cars in the summer and get the most money out of them.
Yeah.
Things to look for. Okay, I'll be honest with you. The E46 M3s have one really common problem, and it's a pain in the ass, and it's not something you can do yourself. It's the rear subframe. They end up cracking.
Right?
So I mean, I already got mine reinforced. It cost me $1,600.
Wow.
You had to pay a shop to do it.
Yeah.
And it's really kind of scary because it can range from $1,500, which is at the lowest amount of cracks, to $7,000 if the floor needs to be ripped out and a new floor needs to be put in. So, like I said, if you're gonna buy one, I would definitely get it inspected, and that's literally the one thing you have to worry about.
Yeah.
The rest of the stuff isn't that expensive or hard to fix. So just get the subframe checked out if that's good, or if it's already been done, you're ready to start driving.
Awesome. Cool. So if you guys have any more questions about the E46 M3, let us know in a comment down below. I'll get Jason to reply for you. Or if you have any direct questions, you can send me a DM on Instagram at acarphotographer. That's the quickest way. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.